Hold on tight, because the entertainment world just got hit with a storm of drama, and it's not the kind you can scroll past. This one is packed with shocking twists, deep family secrets, and health battles that no one saw coming. We're talking about none other than Chrissy Lampkin and Jim Jones. This isn't your run-of-the-mill celebrity gossip. No, this is a full-blown saga involving health crises, family betrayals, and allegations that are absolutely jaw-dropping. Here's what we know so far. Word on the street is that Chrissy, the reality TV star who's been engaged to rapper Jim Jones for what seems like an eternity, has been quietly battling leukemia. Yeah, you heard that right. Leukemia. This is not just a storyline from a TV drama. It's her real life. And she's been fighting a life-threatening illness in private, away from the cameras and public attention. But the real bombshell? The one who spilled the beans was none other than Mama Jones herself, Jim's mom, who, let's be honest, has never been Chrissy's biggest fan. For those of you who've been following the drama between Chrissy and Jim, you know it's been a roller coaster of emotions since day one. We've watched their on-again, off-again relationship unfold on Love and Hip Hop. The endless back and forths, the decade-long engagement that never seemed to lead to a wedding, and who could forget that unforgettable moment when Mama Jones declared, "You will never be my daughter-in-law"? That moment was an iconic jaw-dropper, and it set the stage for the tumultuous ride that followed. But what's happening now? Well, buckle up, because this new revelation takes the drama to a whole new level. Sources close to the situation are saying that Chrissy kept her leukemia diagnosis under wraps, not just from the public, but also from Jim himself. And that, my friends, raises a million-dollar question. How do you keep something so life-threatening a secret from the man you've been with for so long, the man you supposedly love? That's the question everyone's been asking. Theories are flying around. Some say Chrissy didn't want to appear weak. Reality TV stars, after all, build their brands on being invincible, untouchable. Others speculate that Chrissy was afraid Jim might walk away from their relationship if he knew about her condition. If that's the case, it's a heartbreaking scenario that underscores just how fragile things can be behind the scenes in the world of reality TV, fame, and personal struggles. And now the public is left in shock, trying to piece together this complicated web of health, secrecy, and family dynamics. The foundation of Chrissy and Jim's relationship has always been a bit wobbly, but throw a serious illness into the mix, and you've got a recipe for chaos. In fact, this health crisis might just be the thing that finally pushes them over the edge. The last thing Chrissy probably wanted was for this to become another point of tension, especially with Mama Jones waiting in the wings, ready to pounce at any sign of weakness. Let's face it, that woman has been itching for years to say, "I told you she wasn't right for my son." When Jim finally discovered the truth about Chrissy's condition, the reports say he was absolutely shattered. This is Jim Jones, the hard-as-nails rapper who's known for his bravado and his flexing on social media. But here he is, sitting in his car for hours, completely undone, crying, not knowing what to do or even who to call. The fact that Jim Jones, a man who's built an entire persona around being tough, was reduced to tears says everything you need to know about how devastating this news is. But hold on, because the plot thickens even more. Instead of leaning on Jim during this emotional roller coaster, Chrissy shockingly pushed him away. She didn't want to talk about her illness. She refused to let him accompany her to doctor appointments. And to make matters worse, she even started sleeping in a separate room. Some speculate that Chrissy was scared Jim might walk away. Others think she was in denial about the seriousness of her condition. But here's where things take a turn into darker territory. Whispers and rumors are starting to circulate, and they're pretty wild. What if Chrissy's leukemia wasn't natural at all? We're talking full-blown conspiracy theories here, folks. Some sources are suggesting that her illness could be tied to some dark secrets buried in her past. Or worse, that someone may have deliberately caused her to get sick. Now, if you thought that was crazy, wait for this next twist. One of Jim's exes, Tahiri Jose, who also appeared on Love and Hip Hop, has suddenly been popping up at events with Jim right around the time Chrissy's health started taking a downturn. Coincidence? Maybe. But the timing has definitely raised some eyebrows, and people are talking. But that's not the only eyebrow-raising development in this saga. Sources close to the situation have uncovered something even more suspicious: Jim's money. We're talking millions of dollars, which have mysteriously disappeared over the past few months. So of course, Mama Jones, ever the detective, did a little digging of her own. What she found was shocking. A large portion of Jim's fortune had been secretly funneled into under-the-table medical treatments for Chrissy. But why all the secrecy if this was just a simple illness? Some are starting to believe these payments aren't for medical care at all. They could be hush money. If that's true, then the question becomes, who is Jim paying off, and why? Was Chrissy involved in some shady business dealings that went south? Did someone from Jim's past have a vendetta against her? Or is there something far more sinister going on behind closed doors? The speculation is out of control, and social media is on fire with people trying to piece together what's really going on with Chrissy and Jim. The drama surrounding Chrissy and Jim just took a wild turn, because word on the street is that the feds have officially entered the chat. That's right, sources are claiming that the FBI and other federal authorities have been quietly keeping tabs on Jim Jones's finances for months now. Remember those millions that mysteriously disappeared from Jim's account? The ones that allegedly went toward Chrissy's secret medical treatments? Well, it turns out the government has been watching those transactions like hawks, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Insiders are now saying that the authorities are investigating whether Jim has been moving illegal money around, possibly trying to cover up something much bigger than Chrissy's health crisis. And here's the wildest part. Chrissy herself might also be under the microscope. The plot just got even thicker. While Jim has been scrambling to keep everything under wraps, Chrissy apparently hasn't been sitting idly by either. Some sources suggest that she knows far more than she's letting on. And believe it or not, there are even whispers that she might be gearing up to talk to the authorities. Just imagine that. After all these years of being together, Chrissy could be ready to flip on Jim to save her own skin. The idea of her turning on him is sending shockwaves through everyone involved, and who's been predicting this from the very beginning? None other than Mama Jones. According to reports, she's been warning Jim for years that Chrissy would be his downfall. Now Mama Jones is more convinced than ever that Chrissy is about to turn her back on her son in the most shocking way. From Mama's perspective, it all adds up. If Chrissy truly loved Jim, why would she have kept her leukemia diagnosis a secret for so long? Why would she have allowed him to spend millions on these mysterious, off-the-record treatments? And, most suspiciously, why is she suddenly talking to people behind Jim's back? Mama Jones smells trouble, and it's got her convinced that things are about to implode. But it's not just Mama Jones who's sensing something bad on the horizon. Jim's former dipset brother Cameron recently went live on social media. And while he didn't name names, he threw some serious shade at certain individuals who are playing with fire and are about to get burned. Reading between the lines, it seems like Cameron knows something big is coming down the pipeline. It almost feels like he's trying to warn Jim, as if he sees the storm approaching but can't quite stop it. If Chrissy really is considering flipping on Jim, the stakes have never been higher. Secrets are spilling out, alliances are shifting, and the federal authorities are tightening their grip. No one knows where this roller coaster will stop, but one thing's for sure. Things are about to get a whole lot messier. Jim Jones is now faced with an impossible decision: cooperate with the feds or risk sinking into a web of shady dealings that could destroy everything he's built. The feds are closing in, and it's only a matter of time before Jim is forced to choose between taking the fall for whatever illegal activities have been happening or throwing Chrissy under the bus. Knowing Jim, though, this is a man who doesn't back down easily. He's fought his way to the top, and now it looks like he's gearing up for the toughest battle of his life. But the clock is ticking, and the walls are closing in. There's one person, though, who's been warning Jim about all of this from the start: Mama Jones. For years, she's been telling anyone who would listen that Chrissy was nothing but trouble. Mama Jones's warnings have always been dismissed as the rants of a protective mother-in-law, but now it seems like her predictions are coming true in the most dramatic and dangerous way possible. While Jim's been blinded by love and loyalty, Mama Jones has been watching from the sidelines, convinced that Chrissy would eventually tear their world apart. Could she have been right all along? But wait, there's another possibility. What if Chrissy wasn't fully in control of her situation? What if she got caught up in something dark and dangerous, something beyond her ability to fix or escape? Sources are beginning to suggest that Chrissy might have gotten tangled up with the wrong crowd, possibly through shady business dealings or connections from Jim's past. Enter Tahiri Jose, the woman from Jim's past. Her reappearance on the I Just scene adds another layer to this already murky situation. While there's no hard evidence linking her to Chrissy's health decline, the timing of her return is undeniably suspicious. Could an old flame have reignited some kind of tension that now threatens Chrissy's life? It's a question that many fans are asking, and the timing alone has fueled countless rumors. Is it possible that Jim's past is finally catching up to him, dragging Chrissy down with it? With all these moving pieces, it's hard to predict where this story is headed. Will Jim manage to clear his name and escape the growing investigation? Is Chrissy really ready to turn on him to save herself? Or is she already too deep in whatever's going on behind the scenes? And how long before the feds make their move? The entertainment world is holding its breath, waiting to see how it all unfolds. Social media is buzzing with theories, and the public is divided,